Well, Graham, 4 games left. You're mathematically safe. How do you keep your players at it?
Well, look, as I said, from the day I come in, they're a great bunch. They're a great bunch, and they have been at it since we've come in. There's a lot to play for on and off the park. There's a lot of points to play for. There's league positions to play for, and obviously there's contracts to play for the players. But professional standards has been high since we've come to the football club. We've tried to instill them. We've tried to improve them. And it's the players who actually push the levels, push the standards. So I have no problem. I have no problem with the group of lads. I have no worries whatsoever with motivation or with pushing on and things like that. This group is self-motivated and they push themselves. So I don't have any worries or any concerns when it comes to things like that.
Because I'm sure you've been in dressing rooms where you've seen it happen. You played enough games as a player. You know what it's like when you're safe. You're not going up. You're not going down.
I'm probably going to disagree with you, Rob. I'm not the type of character that would accept that in a change room, and I'm pretty sure if you've maybe asked anybody that I share the dressing room with, I would probably be one of the people on the players' cases that I wouldn't let standards drop, and I want to win every game. I'm like that even with my kids. If I'm out the back garden when they were young, I wouldn't be able to challenge them now. They're a little bit older. They could give me a clip around the ear, but when they were young, I wouldn't let them win. I wanted to win everything, and I wanted to win every game. So there's a lot of points, a lot of prizes, a lot of things to be playing for at this stage of the season. And the professional standards of our lads has been second to none, and I fully expect them to maintain and continue that from now to the end of the season.
What's the injury situation with Declan Drysdale and Scott Bennett?
Scott will be looked at this morning. Scott will be touch and go. Declan Drysdale won't make it, so it'll be Drysdale, Clark, Lewis, and Zala. They're the 4 that we won't have this weekend. Scott Bennett will be touch and go. We'll know more. I'll give Scott today, and I'll give him tomorrow. I'll make a call on Scott probably tomorrow lunchtime, an hour or two before kick-off. I think he should be okay. But we make that call. If he's at any risk, I won't take that risk. But I think he should be okay.
Do you think you'll see Declan again this season?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Because there's 2-3 weeks left in the season. Notoriously, those hamstring injuries are what 2, 3, 4 week jobs. So I'd be surprised. If I see him. I don't think we will. The extent of the hamstring injury we'll obviously delve into with the scans, the MRIs. So when we find that out, we will know more. But I'd be very surprised if Declan made an appearance between now and the end of the season.
Yeah, and Doncaster, what are you expecting from them?
Really good club. Let's be honest, they're probably in a false position, probably in a false league. But look, a reality has them where they are. I always remember Doncaster from the League One and Championship pushing on into that. I'll never forget, and I don't think any football person will forget the last day heroics against Brentford. It was one of football's iconic, well I'll say the lower league iconic moments. To be quite honest, the penalty that come off the bar and they go up to the other end and score. So. They were quite regular Wembley appearances in the JPT finals and things like that. So it's a great club, solid fan base, great facilities, real good people. James Costinger there in the background who pushes the club and drives an absolute legend in the game. All he's done, all his experience, his knowledge as well. So we're expecting a really, really tough encounter. Yes, things are not going great for them, but that happens in football. It's just about guiding your team, guiding your club, and guiding your football club through those sticky patches, and they'll come through the other side of it, I'm pretty sure.
You are where you are this season, and you've done what was asked of you to make sure Newport aren't involved in a relegation tussle at the end of the season. How much more will you need to do in the summer to be pushing at the top end?
Well, if you inherited some of the football problems I've inherited, which should never have be taking place at a football club, I don't know who's been in charge or who's making these decisions over the last 18 months, but I've got a hell of a lot of work to do to tidy things up in the background, because the football operations that I've inherited, the football decisions that have been made, are not healthy and not conducive to a professional football environment. They belong in non-league, so some of the decisions. So I've got a lot of things to sift through, not only footballing decisions, but I've also got to make lots of decisions on the players. I don't mind the decisions with players because they've done brilliantly for us. And as I kept saying, and I'll keep that continuity and that consistency, there won't be massive change. I just need to get this club a little bit more professional. I just need to get the mindset, the mentality right. I will try. Now, whether I can achieve that or not, I don't know. But I tell you one thing, the noise the fans made the other night, the backing the fans have given us, I actually wanted to turn around and jump in beside them the other night. It looked absolutely brilliant on Tuesday night, and that's a Tuesday night, remember. The noise they were making, and look at it, we served them up, and Mansfield, in fairness to them, served them up a really, really good League Two game. We called it with the lads on Wednesday or Thursday. We felt, and I'll stick by this, I might get a little bit of stick, but I felt it was two playoff teams. That reminded me of two playoff teams going head to head. I played in lots of them games, and that really reminded me of two playoff teams going head to head on Tuesday night. There was no massive gulf between the teams. Yes, budgets there might be a massive gulf in budget wise between us and them, but there was no massive gulf on the pitch, and I'm really pleased with our performance. Not pleased with the goals we gave away, not pleased with the sloppiness. They are preventable, but I thought our performance was really strong, and I want more of that. And that's probably how we'll push the club on, and that's probably how this group of players will push the club on, and how this fans will push the group of players on. So all three of us, between the management, between the fans and between the players, we have a massive job on our hands. But if the last couple of months is anything to go by, I'm really hopeful we can climb, and we can maybe add a couple of places to next year onto where we are this year.
Lovely stuff. Yeah.
So just to pick up, unhealthy in what sense the professionalism of the club? What do you sort of mean by the issues that you've got to deal with?
Well, I won't elaborate on them. They're footballing issues that shouldn't happen at a football club. I don't know who's making the decisions or who was decision making over the last 18 months at the football club. But there's no way some of the things should have been going on. And put it this way, if I was anywhere near the football club at that stage, they wouldn't have went on under my watch.
Not specific. Do you mean training wise or
no? The background things, contracts. There's contracts that don't sit right. There's expertise, there's knowledge, there's experience missing, and that there's certain things that shouldn't go on, or shouldn't have going on in a football in an environment, and they have, and I need to tidy them up.
And then those sorts of things are never quick fixes, are they? You've got to.
No, so I am up against it. My back is against the wall. But look, I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have it another way. And I've obviously got a job to do. And since we've come in, we've tried to clean the football side of things up as best we can. Now I need to rebuild it. Now I need to reset it, regroup, and refocus and push the footballing operations to a more professional level.
Did you mention the players there? Was Aaron Lewis? Was that on the injured list? Sorry.
No. Aaron is fine. Aaron is fine. Aaron, come on.
Yeah, no, sorry. I thought when you rattled through, I must have misheard. Adam Lewis.
Adam Lewis, Oz Zala, Declan Drysdale, and James Clark
no.
are the forward that we won't have.
The usuals. Yeah. It's obviously stretched the squad a bit. Will you have to use a few young lads like him and to bolster that? Because I don't think you must be down to your last 18 almost.
We are what we are, and we have what we have. If anybody's the one or two lads that we've taken from the academy has probably deserved it. We go over, we have a little look now and again, we have a look at the academy, and they're stretched as well. They're playing game after game after game. So look, it'll be opportunity for others. As I say, one door opens and closes, another one opens. So there's always opportunity for people. But yeah, we are thin. We've got a small squad. We know that. So we just need to batten down the hatches and get through it.
Well, you do. Well, obviously you want performances and wins to finish. Is there an element as well, though, of looking a bit to next season? Think I need to look at this player in this situation to
I think when you start taking your eye off the ball, or when you start thinking too far ahead, I think I said it last week. That's when the game jumps up and slaps you in the face, gives you a size 9 up the backside. I want the lads to deal with here and now. I've spoke to them regarding how, where, when, and what we want to do going forward. I've spoke to them about mindset and mentality. Now, if they start taking their eye off the ball, that will tell me their mindset and the mentality isn't right and doesn't fit. So look, they know themselves. They know there's a lot to play for, and again, their own professional pride. And like I said to the group, and I'll hammer this home again the weekend, they didn't start the season particularly well. They went 13, 14 games, and they've cost a good man his job. So they need to have that in the back of their minds when they're entering the field of play over the next 4 games, is it? So yeah, they will want to finish strong. I know this group, I know what they're like. They know they haven't started well, they know they got themselves into a pickle, and they know there's an opportunity to finish strong between now and the end of the season. And I'm sure their determination, their desire, their hunger, and the pride they play with week in, week out, I'm sure they will want to push on, and they will want to finish the season strong and just have a nice little taste in the back of that throat going into the summer, because you don't want to start poorly and you don't want and finish poorly. That for me is a bad season, and these boys from October onwards have probably turned their season around, and I want them to continue with that.
There'll be official announcements to come about contracts, but is that in good shape in terms of building for next season? Has anybody said no to you yet, or?
Well, like I say, I've got an issue, 1 or 2 issues with contracts. How do I stipulate it, and how do I oversee it? So that's my biggest headache, and that's probably falls into the realms of shouldn't be happening at a football club. Whoever was in charge or whoever overseeing them or give the go ahead. So I've got 1 or 2 issues there. But the majority is fine. I've not actually, and I'll be honest, I've not sat down and start speaking so far as terms, finances, so far as. But the lads, I don't think they're daft. The lads know where I stand, where they stand with me, where I stand with them. So, and like I said before, there ain't going to be massive overhaul. There ain't going to be massive changes. And this group, we need to add to this group. As you say, we're short of bodies. So if I start stripping the group, we're going to have to. That'll end up being a major overhaul. So what we have. We need to add to what we've got. So look, I can sit down with them if they want, but I just think they will maybe lose focus if there's any disparity between contract negotiations. That comes into play then on a Saturday. I just want them to concentrate on the 4 games. I don't think there's going to be too much sitting down and negotiations or whatever. We are what we are. It is what it is, and I think all the lads know where they stand. I don't think there's too many outstanding issues really.
Probably from me. Can I just ask about Will Evans in particular, because he's obviously gone back into that left wing back role. What have you made of him, and how is he developing with sort of helping you and Joe?
Well, is it Will's 4th season as a pro? So it's massive learning curve for him, getting used to it, the physicality, the output every Saturday, the intense levels. He started a lot of games when we come in at first up front. He's dangerous. He's physical. He runs. He puts his body. He's an honest kid. We just need to develop him, coach him up, and improve his quality. He's a great lad to work with, and the lads love him. He's just got that infectious enthusiasm. He's a very, very vital part of anything we're trying to do, anything we want to do. It's brilliant that him and Aaron Lewis can fill in various positions. I think all good teams, all good squads need those type of utility players who are comfortable in positions. Nailing down a particular position for Will or Aaron would be easy. Their energy levels is exactly what we need, and look at the 2 vital parts of our squad now, here and now, and going forward.
How used to is it having both you and Joe with defenders to help him with that side of things, because that's naturally going to be the work on, I guess, for him. He's good going forward.
Will?
Yes, sorry.
I look upon Will as a very offensive player, and that's probably why we've put him out on the left, because he can get up and down that side of the player. He's a great that side of the field. He's a great outlet. I'd love to see him coming in at the back stick a little bit more, i.e. Cameron Norman-esque this season. I worked very hard when I went into Sheffield United in that system with the wing backs on the same line, and I'd love to get Will on the same line as Cameron, i.e. Cameron goes in the back stick and attacks the ball. Will had a great chance here last week, was at Hartlepool, and he got excited and he just put it over the bar. So they're the areas I want to get Will into. The back stick, I want him coming in at the back stick scoring goals. I want him picking bits and pieces up in the box. I want him to be more of an offensive threat than maybe a defender for us. So I want our wing backs to be going. I'm quite happy with 3 defenders, 4, 5, 6 attackers. I'm quite happy with that. Yes, that leaves us open, as you've seen the other night. We're attacking and we give a goal away from our own set piece, but we were going for the game at that stage. But Will getting up and down that line will be very, very, very strong for us, and I want him to start picking up goals into the back stick.